Welcome back to Ink Drinkers Anonymous. Today we are talking about Gothictown by Emily Carpenter. This book blindsided me in the best way. The premise is deceptively simple. The main character moves to a small insular town with a very complicated history. From the moment she arrives, there is a very subtle tension just floating beneath the surface. The locals are too familiar. The traditions are a little bit too strange. And the past seems to be pressing in on her from angles that she can't quite articulate. There's also a faint paranormal hum throughout the book. Not full-on ghosts climbing out of mirrors energy. More like the sense that the town itself is listening to everything she's doing. It's watching and occasionally nudging events in directions that don't feel quite natural. Carpenter keeps the stakes character-driven. My favorite. The mysteries aren't so much about solving a puzzle as digging into the emotional rot beneath everything. Grief, identity, legacy, and how a place can shape you, even if you've only been there a short time. One place that I think Gothictown really shines is it takes the bones of classic Gothic literature and updates them without ever feeling like a copy or it's trying too hard. It's a Gothic setting without like the castle wallpaper. Instead of a decaying manor on a windswept moor, the setting is very modern small town. But Carpenter writes it with that same oppressive, atmospheric, living character quality. The streets feel kind of too quiet sometimes, and the people feel too connected in ways that just don't make sense. There's always something just slightly off kilter and you can't quite put your finger on it. It's as if the town is holding its breath. And I found myself holding my breath while I was reading it. And it's got the unreliable sense of reality. The hallmark of Gothic fiction is questioning whether what you're experiencing is psychological or supernatural. And Carpenter nails it. Our protagonist is a very grounded and reasonable woman. Yet the longer she stays, the more the lines blur. You're constantly wondering, is this paranormal? Is this trauma resurfacing? Is the town manipulating her or is she manipulating herself? The ambiguity is very Gothic. Here it feels rooted in like modern anxieties. Memory, gaslighting, generational dysfunction. We've got eccentric characters with motives that you just can't quite pin down. Everyone in the town has a vibe of knowing more than they're willing to say. They're warm and welcoming until they're not. They're friendly but observant to the point of being quite unsettling. This reminds me kind of a Gothic chorus of townspeople that you see. The ones who give half answers and stare just a beat too long. But here they're contemporary neighbors, co-workers, old acquaintances, and it's got a legacy you can't escape. Gothic fiction loves a generational mess, and Gothictown taps into that beautifully. It talks about what you inherit emotionally, what a place demands from you, what you owe your past self, what you owe nobody at all. The bittersweet ending of the book comes directly from that tone to me. You can't rewrite history, but you can choose how you're going to carry it. But let's talk about the writing style. That is what really hooked me. She writes with this hazy, humid quality. It feels like walking into a room where someone just whispered your name, and now everybody's looking at you sideways. The atmosphere is thick but readable. It's not overwrought. She leans into sensory details like how the lights flicker at dusk, how the air feels too still for the season, and the way people speak in casual sentences that somehow come across as warnings. And the paranormal elements are subtle but very effective. More hair-raising on the back of your neck than like jump scares. Exactly my kind of horror. This is the kind of book that you plan to read just casually, but you end up devouring it. I read it in 2 days. It has a delicious momentum where every chapter just adds another level of unease. Nothing is outrageous or over the top, so when the strange moment hits, they feel earned. Without spoiling anything, the ending has kind of this emotional weight that leans a little bit more literary than Gothic genre. It stays faithful to the Gothic tradition, bittersweet, unsettling, reflective, without sacrificing the modern sensibility that the book was built on. If you're looking for a modern Gothic horror with atmosphere, eccentric characters, a whisper of supernatural, and the creeping slow dread that builds just right, Gothictown absolutely deserves a place on your shelf. especially on your spooky season TBR, but don't wait a year to read it if you are interested in that kind of thing, because I think it's probably good any time of year.